and all the rest. I feel like Rib for Debed is probably one of the more natural replacements there, just given how well Rib did. He's proven in an in-person environment, so I think so long as Rib has a decent showing, I would probably expect him to stay with C9 going forward. The question marks, of course, are Mendo and Wolf.
Yeah, a bunch of baby rage, so apparently I did blow out some people's eardrums. I think
that was on my end, by the way, not Hex's end.
That's totally fine. I'll take the blame for it anyway. On defense here, it looks like they're running something pretty standard, but I mean, it's not actually standard based on what everyone else does, because it's one of the few teams in Faze that will run a Genji regardless of the situation. That Genji is going to be played by Shadowburn. Rakus, of course, will play Ana. Zoms is alive and on his Zarya. Forsaken will play Lucio. Too easy on the defensive Reaper. Fact and or Fiction will be playing Reinhardt.
Alrighty, and take a look here at the offense coming out here from C9. Kai. What else would he be on? He's going to be on the Zarya, Rib on Reinhardt, Adam going to be on Lucio, Mendo on the Hanzo, Surefour on Roadhog, and Wolf going to be on Ana. So what we're going to see here is that C9 really got clutch on the idea of getting early pickoffs here with the Roadhog, with the Hanzo, and try and snowball things to the point where Faze just simply won't be able to bring it back.
Yeah, so they're just rotating around. They do miss the early hook, though, so that did not work out entirely how they wanted. Kind of neglecting server room here, playing more of the high ground hybrid defense where you put both DPSs up top. If Too Easy sees any, straight targets, him and Shadowburn are going to collapse on it.
Right now, we're just keeping an eye on Mendo. Mendo is looking for those early pickoffs. Has an eye on the Ana in the back. Ana, knowing what Mendo is looking for, decides to just back out immediately. And hey, we were talking about it the other day. This is the reunited version of Too Easy versus Mendo. But here we go. Next fight underway. Shadowburn going right to the back. Defensive Genji taking down Mendo early. 65 here for Faze.
Yeah, Genji is a really good answer to Hanzo up there, because you get in and then they have like one or two shots, you get deflect on, you just absolutely crush Mendo. That's a lot of their DPS down in this fight, and it's also their high ground vision. They're going to take a couple more steps on the card as they remain to push forward, just waiting for the reinforcements. Nice hook grabs, Too Easy, unable to finish it though.
Shadowburn dashing right in, hits 3 people to Swift Strike, looking for a little bit more. Fact Conviction is down, so it is now a 6v4 in favor of C9, but never count out Faze when Shadowburn has the Dragon Blade. But with 3 members of his team down right now, he's not going to be getting a whole lot of support here, Hex. As Surefour right now just going crazy, ending up with 2 of those pickoffs, leading the way here for C9.
It was the tank play, but the tanks combined for 5 kills in Surefour. Kai there, so the old parts of Cloud9 showing up pretty big. They didn't have to waste any ultimates in there either, as they're going to have a bunch of tank ultimates going forward, trying to take some early ground here. They get a couple kills in the early shuttle phase.
Faze right now is just chaining deaths over and over again. This is not really where they want to be. They even have Factor Fiction charging in. So for them, if they're going to defend at all here in the hangar phase, Hex, it's going to come right at the last moment. The good part for them is they have a whole lot of ultimates up, but so does the offense of C9. So even then, where they're at right now is hardly assured. So next fight going to be a big ultimate showdown, might determine the entire course of this game.
They have to be very happy with the positioning they're able to get from those deaths they got in early, because now they're already in shuttle. They try to come in through doorway. Here comes the Wombo combo top corner.
Wombo combo does come in, doesn't really get as much as they're looking for. Shadowburn, Dragon Blade to the back is going to be met by Surefour, getting absolutely nothing done. It's still 2 kills here for C9, and Surefour, good HP, able to just roll in the rest of his team, and it's going to be Rib, in fact, cleaning things up. So the Wombo, even though it doesn't work out for C9 the way they want, they're still able to get the pickoffs that they're looking for. The ultimates of Faze not doing what they need to do, and Faze losing that ultimate showdown and losing a whole lot of ground here on Gibraltar.
Yeah, Rib with the flank card there with a really nice Earth Shatter in the back line, started cleaning up that fight, and it has been the tank play. These 3 tanks are doing so much work. Mendo's getting a couple kills just on the cleanup, but it was early on. They gravitoned in, and then there came the Whole Hog, and then the Earth Shatter. All 3 of them used different effects, and when they're not getting kills, you have to worry about every single one of these tanks. They've all shown to be completely competent and capable of getting kills.
Alright, so Faze right now will have an opportunity to try and restabilize here, but you take a look at C9, they still have a sound barrier to lead the way here. They're going to be highly aggressive with this. Rib on the Factor Fiction, and again, it's C9. Relentless momentum staying forward right now. Too Easy able to stem it a little bit on the Kai, but 2 kill advantage here from C9. Here comes Shadowburn, trying the even odds, goes in the backline of Too Easy. They're going to pick up a quick 3, and Faze finally, mercifully, off the blade of Shadowburn, and the shotguns of Too Easy will be re-establishing here, but that was brutal.
Yeah, it's the first time the defense has held the entire game for the most part. I mean, early on, the pushes were slow, but they never stopped them at all. So finally getting some kills there on the back of their defense, they absolutely needed it. And the good thing is, too, is that the offense used a bunch of ultimates trying to finish out this game. We're unable to do it, so now the ultimate advantage will go in favor of Faze on defense. Here comes the grab.
Zoms with the grab, picks in 4 people to start things off. Shadowburn right there at the follow-through. Swift striked through all of it, took down Mendo. And finally, Earthshower coming in from Factor Fiction. Knocks down 2, but the follow-up's not there. It's Surefour and Rib just clean things up. Surefour, you don't see this all the time, but he is on the Winston right now, going to the backline. Gonna find Shadowburn, looking for more Zarya, having to back out. And C9 once more making space with momentum. And Zom's going down at the last moment. And now for Faze, I'm not even sure if they can really get up here in time. They're going to speed boost Sound Barrier, but it's going to be 3 versus 6. It's not an ideal situation. Oh no, Forsaken, what have you done? Getting knocked right off by Surefour. Oh my goodness.
Well, nice patience though on the defense here, as they did have to wait for everyone to get in and come out as a whole unit. They're now only 2 alive as they try to push in with Rib and Shortfor. They do grab a couple kills somehow, but not enough as their team's unable to get there to help them out. Rib and Shortfor still alive in this front lines. Rib has been very far away from his team this entire game as Reinhardt finally does pay for it.
I'll just note, by the way, that Surefour had not 1 but 2 knockoffs there on the supports, but you see the advantage of being right near your respawn. Faze is able to reestablish, but still 3 minutes left here for C9. A lot of room to work with here. They're going to have Sound Barrier to start the next fight and an Earth Shatter. It's going to be going up against Transcendence, but still decent terms for C9 to take the next fight on.
Yeah, they've got everything they need. They're going to have to worry about Shadowburn perhaps getting a Dragon Blade, as he's been a stalwart of this defense. Here comes an ultimate from Ana, Transcend out too.
Earth Shatter coming in from Rib. He's going to take the other Reinhardt on a ride. Too easy though. First kill, able to take out Mendo in the McCree battle, but here comes Shadowburn looking for the cleanup. Dragon Blade out. A lot of his team has died all around him, and he's not having that much success right now going into Zarya. Surefour going to take him out. The Winston pretty good at shutting down a Genji. And take a look, C9 with a lot of people on the payload, but the respawns are still streaming in.
Yeah, respawns in Gibraltar are hard. It's a hard map to close out, even though Shadowburn did find himself between 2 beam heroes, was able to buy enough time. Too easy comes up on the Tracer to try to get back into these spawn fights just quick enough. 6v4 right now as defense holds yet again.
And this is where I'm not so sure about that final shot coming out there from Rib. Just way too many respawns coming in from the set phase. They're able to take him out, and they're going to push back C9 once more. So C9, they got to last, almost finish out the map with a whole lot of time remaining, but they are starting to bleed away their time. They have maybe 2 good pushes left here, and it just shows how hard it can be to take last point against a team that knows what they're doing for staggering spawns.
Rib is a great player and a great tank, but right now you can really tell that they're new with him on the team. He's been playing very solo Reinhardt so far, and sometimes it's worked out early on in flanking shuttle. It worked out well for them. These last like 3 or 4 pushes, he's been all alone in no man's land, and perhaps that ultimate is kind of just another indicator that they're not communicating as perfectly as they'd like.
All right, well, here comes C9 once more. The nano boost is out. Kai going to go with the graviton, but it's deflected. That was a deflected graviton, not going at all what C9 was looking for, and oh my goodness, Shadowburn.
And look at these ult percentages. I mean, we're down to like the last push, 60 seconds. Mendo's the closest one at an ult at about 70% on the McCree, but everyone else at 50% or below, and they're going to be pushing into a team pretty much loaded up, except for Shadowburn, who switched off the Genji onto Reaper.
Shadowburn's just like, I've deflected my graviton. I'm going to go switch to Reaper instead. Why not?
There's the
Earth Shatter coming in, setting up too easy for 2 more, and really just Faze clean up the last remnant to C9 here. C9, their best possible chance, immediately getting wiped here and coming in for the last moment attempt, but it's going to be really hard.
There is the possibility of Wolf onto Rib. You follow that up with an Earth Shatter, which he'll have after that ultimate. Maybe Mendo. I mean, it's a great area for Deadeye, right? If Mendo can get to the top lines, but he does have Zoms waiting around that corner.
Zoms. Waiting right now, Graviton coming out, pulls in 3 right away, sets up Faze once more, and oh my goodness, they go too deep though. Mendo coming right back, the double kill for Mendo, and here comes C9, the last moment attempt coming in. They need to almost flawless victory this though, just because of the factor of respawns, and Faze coming back, they take out 2. C9, they're gonna try and drag this out, but it's not the greatest position. They've bled a little bit too much, and unless Mendo just goes off here, this should be Faze's defense.
Yeah, Wolf and Mendo do add a couple kills, though. This late sound barrier really bringing it back, as they had 4 alive. They get a couple kills too easy on the Desperation Bastion. Shadowburn comes in, gets a Death Blossom going, too.
Bastion is out right now for Faze, just to finish things out. He already has Tank moving in, gonna take down Rib, looking for more. Not gonna matter, but even if time wasn't running out, it feels like Too Easy was about to get another kill or 2 there. Shadowburn, or no Shadowburn.
How did he get Tank? That was crazy. He just came up on Bastion, but yeah, they did not defend any of that map until last point, and then their last point defense was great. And I think a lot of that does come down to perhaps the miscommunications and coordination issues from this Cloud9 team, Cloud9 trialing roster anyway, because you do need top-level coordination and communication to be able to push final points especially, and that's really where they fell apart. There were a lot of times where players were running alts and being kind of out on their own, not necessarily playing as the solid 6 you need to close out a map like Gibraltar.
All right, well, the important thing here is that Faze has opened up the door for them to come in and finish out the map fully. C9, they got to the end incredibly quickly, but they weren't able to finish it out. Whereas Faze now, all they have to do, even if they don't set anywhere near as quick of a time for first and second, is simply just bring the payload to the end and they will be able to end this map. So it was a valiant effort from Faze there to come back from what was a pretty rough start on defense.
Yeah, that was a terrible start. I think they had 2 kills in the first 5 or so minutes. Shuttle Phase was just a complete, disaster for them, really. They got absolutely blown through there, but all it takes is one fight to start stabilizing and bringing it back, and we'll see what they want to run here on offense. A little interesting that Shadowburn is on that Shimada brother rather than Genji. He's been running a lot of Genji even on Gibraltar, but apparently Hanzo is the flavor of the month on offense.
Hanzo is, it's not even just flavor of the month, he just comes and goes, in particular on Gibraltar. I mean, you go way back, you can go back 6 months and still find Tavik opening up on Hanzo on Gibraltar, so it's still completely a thing.
Yeah, I mean, getting that high ground early with your DPS heroes, you always want someone that can get up to top and just see where they are, really. I mean, even now that the point has been moved away from Car Wash all the way to back, but other than that, both sides also running the Roadhog too, so we'll see how hooks come into play.
Shadowburn right now opening up the Sonic Arrow, looking for early pickoffs. Roadhog getting up there super quickly, and again, that's just Faze looking for the early pickoffs. We've seen that a lot. We saw it even from Complexity the other day, where Harblu on Dorado went out of his way to speed in on the Roadhog, look for the early pick, and then swapped off. So teams thinking they can catch the defense with their pants down from time to time, but here comes Shadowburn in over the top. Sonic Arrow letting him know where both Lucio and Hanzo are. Almost gets a pickoff from that scatter, not quite enough. As both teams right now just simply trading off poke, and Faze right now being a little bit cautious in their approach.
Yeah, they're just trying to deal with these supports who are in a very defensive position, all the way in the back corner. Not a lot of angles, but Zoms does start it off, gets the team advantage with an early kill.
Rib will be the first to fall. They're going to be without that shield tank, and that gives Shadowburn more opportunities. However, he's going to get hit by the sleep dart. Will get away. He's not punished after getting hit, which means that now there's no shield tank to stop him. Graviton going to send him up for that scatter kill. 2 extra kills here for the side of Faze, and Faze should be able to just leisurely roll this in to start Hanger.
The Lucio Ana ultimate in desperation as Adam does get earth shattered onto the card. They do force out the counter ultimate though, so I guess that's okay-ish. But Shadowburn and Zoms clean up the rest, and now they're going to have no presence on the ground for the shuttle phase.
I mean, when you see a nano-boosted Lucio coming at you, I wonder if you just freeze a little bit going, wait, what? What am I looking at?
Hey, sometimes it happens where you're aiming for someone else, but that was actually because he was the only one alive. I think they were actually aiming for the Lucio there, but he did get earth-shattered. So they did force out a couple ultimates at the very least. Not in the worst position, as this card has not moved too far forward. They're able to establish a shuttle defense at least.
Shell defense is being set up. Shadowburn does have Dragon Strike at the ready. Not going to have the Graviton from Zoms for a little while because it was used towards the end of the last fight, so maybe he'll just go for it here. Will zone everyone out of the shuttle, if nothing else. Would not be the worst Dragon Strike. And he's going to go for it. Dragon Strike can't come in. It will zone people out. Take a look at the defense. Mendo is in the back line, has Death Blossom at the ready. Rib going to take down Factor Fiction, but here comes Too Easy. Counter hook in. Doesn't quite get the punish he's looking for, as C9 just going to roll into Faze, drop them back, and have a successful hanger defense here. And this is one thing that Faze wasn't able to do just because of how badly they chained deaths on their own defense.
Yeah, they needed to win that fight for sure because they did end up using a ton of ultimates on the defense to do it. But, you know, not everything, as Mendo and Wolf are going to have theirs, still with an ultimate advantage marginally, as Raucous and Forsaken up for the offensive ultimates as well. But now it's just, this is always the problem with Gibraltar. How do you take this high ground away?
The way you take the high ground away, I mean, a lot of different ways of going about it, but Kai right now going to go in Winston, diving right into the back line of Faze. 2 people going down immediately. Mendo still up and alive. Yep. Right now, Faze, they have to back out. They don't get fully wiped, but they don't have enough people to actually come back into this fight.
And that is one of the ways where teams try to take the high ground away, but just by ignoring it and going through and forcing the defense to come onto you. But like, it's you're giving up all the onus and all the decision making to the defense there. So Graviton coming in though, Shadowburn does get his ult as well.
Cloud9 comes in, Earthshatter going to at least mitigate part of that for early combos, but it's still going to result in 4 kills here for the side of Faze. They move in. Too easy to get fish off the hook on the Adam. Adam a little bit lost towards the end, and Faze should be able to take the point off this. It's going to be really hard for C9 to actually regroup and get on the point in time. So Faze in a pretty good position here. They're going to challenge it, though. Kai going right in. They're going to go for it. Kai, though, just getting bopped for his efforts.
Yeah, they're going for it, but they're all dying here. Short4 is coming in on his late tracer. Wolf's still alive, trying to get some damage in, and just the stall out here, but they're going to buy themselves about 20 seconds. It's not terrible to lose lives there, as you're not going to be able to finish the map from second to last, but they are going to get in good position around this top band and charge a ton of ultimates. Their offense is just pretty much loaded up right now.
The only thing about that, though, is that they gave up their ability to do a good gate defense right on third, and I'm not sure that was really worthwhile. I think it would have been way better to just get good positioning and make Faze work for every point of payload push that they get from here on out. But now they're getting up this hill relatively effortlessly. They're going to have Sound Barrier into Death Blossom. They have a real potential of ending this here in the next push if not careful. But here comes Mendo dropping down, nano boosted into the back line. Not stopped for all that. Takes down 2 immediately. And we've seen it so many times here, Hex, but it is Nano Boost Death Blossom that is dictating a lot of this game.
Spin to win. The Barbarians right there, just absolutely taking down everyone. The good thing is, in response, they didn't end up burning their own ultimate, so that advantage will stick on the side of Faze as they push through here. 3 minutes to close out the map. You can see the yellow box of victory very close to the end, so they do have several pushes left, and they are going to have advantage as they come in. And now they're aware that they can push in without having to worry about Mendo dropping on them.
All right, so offense Phase, they do have the Sound Barrier. They're going to go in. Shadowburn right to the back line with the Nano Boost. Takes down Shift4 immediately. It's 3 swift kills coming out here from the side of Faze. And just like that, Faze putting themselves in excellent position. But as we saw from the last round, they have to effectively flawless victory this. They do lose Factor Fiction. They're going to have to do this in a 6v5 as they roll into the end. They're in a good position, but not as good as it could be, as respawns will be streaming in.
Beautiful dart into a
Oh no, Kai going off the ledge! And that will be Faze finishing out the map, taking it without getting delayed too much at the very end.
It was just a beautiful sleep dart from Raucus there as they did try to come out. The shield was down momentarily for the Reinhardt trying to reinforce on that defense, set up a staging area for his team. Got darted down, and then the whole hog came and launched people off of the cliff. So nice combination there. Not even necessarily ultimates, but good abilities. And sleep darts, I think, are just where the skill ceiling is at for Ana players, and a great one from Raucus there.
Sleep Dart is a rough skill to hit. Not only is it a slower projectile than you might expect, it also has a lag time between actually hitting the button and having it come out. So it's definitely something you need to set up a little bit more in advance. And it's very impressive when you can land it on the smaller characters. Obviously, if you hit a Roadhog or Reinhardt, it's more standard, and oh my goodness, Shadowburn with the 82% kill participation. And I don't think that's bugged anymore. I think that is a legitimate 82% kill participation. So Shadowburn showing just why he is so important to this Faze team.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have any kills really on the defense for a while, but then when they did start, it was definitely Shadowburn all the way through. So that is going to be first map in favor of Faze. We will see where they want to go next. It's Cloud9's choice as far as maps. I always forget that I'm lobby leader, so I'm sorry.
You are, in fact, the lobby leader. All the responsibility is on you, Hex.